Thank you guys for joining us on Embrace Your Life TV today. Today we have like super special guests that we are so excited to just share with you because they have such a powerful message. And oh my goodness, I just say I'm super excited to learn from them. And
yeah, so we've been following these guys for a while. We've had some interaction, and every time we get to talk to them, meet them, go to their conferences that they host, it just touches our life and it changes us in a big way, and it helps us connect more spiritually, which was something that was really big for us. So thank you guys so much for being on today, and thank you guys for impacting our lives in such a huge way.
So I'm just going to start off by telling you guys a little bit about Casey and Tammy Ward and kind of what they do, and yeah, I'll start from there. Okay, so I have some notes here with me because these guys do a lot of amazing things. So I like to start off by Casey and Tammy Ward are homeschool parents to 8 amazing kids. Yeah, homeschool parents to 8 amazing kids. And we just say, wow.
Wow, right?
Wow. And they've created Hope Haven events that host so many different events, retreats, and can I just say they're just starting a movement. They are starting this crazy movement, and they are just moving people forward in such a way that a lot of people are scared to even touch certain things or go with certain topics, and they are just taking it and running with it, and boy, are they making such a huge change in people's lives.
Yeah, and it's a fast movement too. I'm going to add to that.
Okay.
It's a fast movement. Every single time it seems that we see what you guys are doing, it's like you're hitting another state and you're hitting another area, and it's just you're changing thousands and thousands of lives, and so it's really cool.
And can we also say they are also personal mentors that train and personally work with people to help them just see tremendous transformation in their lives as well. So wow, you guys like to do it all. So.
Good job. Okay, cool. So let's just kind of dive in. So first I wanted to talk about your guys' relationship, because you guys have this marriage that other people look at and they're just so inspired by, and they just, wow, like the whole just married effect, right? And so I guess tell us a little bit about your marriage. How'd you guys meet? What kind of started this journey of kind of stepping from then to a place that you are now?
So I'm going to let Tammy tell you how we met, because she tells this so passionately and so it's amazing. So go ahead, babe. Tell them the story.
Okay, so this is kind of a random story, but this is a really good way to illustrate about how the law of attraction works. And I mean, like, attraction. But also, like, the law of vibration, which states that things that are vibrating at a certain frequency that are similar go together, right? And so check this out. I went to 18 different schools before I graduated. And one of them happened to be in his hometown when I was in the 5th grade. And so I was 10 years old, and I loved to watch him play football with my brothers out our bedroom window. And I would watch him, and I just had such a crush on him. So I had a journal when I was 10, and I would write on every page, Casey Ward is such a major babe.
Right? So putting it out there.
This is a love story from the time that she was 10. I didn't know about it back then.
I wasn't part of it yet.
And so I would practice writing my name, Tammy Ward, all through high school, even though I was moving to all these different places. And after high school, I had some kind of hard years during my high school, and I had moved to New York City and lived there for a while I kind of cleaned up my act. And I came back from New York City, and I went and looked him up. And we were married in just a few months, actually. And, oh, you guys, it really is like a dream for me. Like, when he walks in the room, I still get butterflies in my stomach. When he kisses me, my leg instantly goes up. And I mean, this is like so authentic. And so anyway, I really do love him still. It's weird. It's like, I tell my kids, you be careful who you have a crush on. You never know.
That's amazing.
Wow. So he really is your dream man. That is so cool. That is awesome.
Yeah, really.
It's not like Kitty. I love it.
I totally am.
Cool.
That's awesome. Okay, cool.
So tell us. So you obviously have this connection, and you said you guys got married, and what really started you guys on this journey of helping others, being able to take personal clients on, hold events just to start this huge movement in people's lives. What got you guys on that journey?
Do you want to take this one?
This is you. The cool part about this story is she can create something in her mind, and you heard that from the story of us getting married. From the time she was 10, she was creating this, honestly. And so I'm going to let her hit this again because she started down this journey, and I was sitting here in the background just watching. But I came very, very inspired as she started creating things. And so I can share a little bit more, but you tell why you got going down this path.
Okay, well, first of all, we've always been really entrepreneurial minded. Clear back when we very first got married and I popped out our first baby, right? It's a lovely way to put it. I gave birth to our first baby, and I didn't want to put my baby in a daycare all day. I wanted to be able to stay home, but we knew that the funds that he was bringing in at that time were just not enough. I think you were a bagger at a grocery store at that time.
Stocking shelves.
Oh, you're stocking shelves. Okay.
I got a promotion, and I was excited.
Right.
I do remember when we were married and had a baby, and $8 an hour, stocking shelves in a grocery store. I mean, that's
we lived in a trailer, and I wanted to be able to bring in some additional money, but I didn't know how. And I actually started doing a company called Pampered Chef. It was a direct selling company, which I did for 10 years. It was really an amazing journey because all through that time, I really kind of was able to learn how to present. I hosted over 3,000 cooking shows in that time, and also mentored a large team. I was an advanced director and had earned over 14 free vacations with the company, including diamond rings and all kinds of goodies. But I remember the very first probably 150 cooking shows, I had real physical nervous reactions. Like I had to down bottles of Pepto-Bismol is what I did at the time. Because I was like, oh, but my why was bigger than my fear. And so I was able to pursue, really be persistent and pursue that and go after it. But during that time, that's when I learned how to really mentor and care about people and their goals and their dreams, and then take them to the next level, show them how to accomplish this. And it's only been in the last year that we actually started hiring our own mentors professionally, and have literally hired world-class mentors, some of the best in the world. And they've taken us to a whole new level that we could have never reached on our own. And so we're so grateful. Mentors, you guys, it's not just so that you have a cool badge, here I have a mentor. It's all about you with your own growth and your own transformation, which I believe is actually very sacred and holy. Okay. And I love watching people go through the process. And what happens as a natural result of you helping other people with their transformation is you also transform and grow. And it's pretty powerful, isn't it?
It's huge. Yeah, I can't say enough about mentors because I was hiding behind what I feel now inside is what I'm truly supposed to do here on this earth. I've been hiding behind that our whole marriage, actually my whole life, until we did hire a mentor. Really.
Yeah, and it's helped him so much.
It's been within with about a year ago.
Yeah.
And so it's mentors.
Now we've spent well over anything close to what we've ever spent before on mentors, huh?
Yeah.
Because we're really frugal, you guys. We homeschool and we live in the country. We have our own chickens for our own eggs. And in the fall when we harvest our garden and stuff, we have over 1,000 quarts of food that we bottle every fall. And it's just nuts. We're really frugal. But then God told us to spend, I remember the first time, do you remember what I told you? He actually couldn't digest food for a few days. It's true. And you know how your emotions can cause physical reactions? Well, we were definitely feeling it. And it was really quite scary is a good word for it. We were really nervous because we've never spent any money on a car, even on a down payment for a house, anything like that ever. The only reason why we did it is because we knew that that's what God wanted us to do. And even looking back on it, I'm like, we were really brave. How did we do that? And anyway, so we're just so grateful that God has put us on this path, and we believe that part of what we're doing is setting an example, so that people know how to manifest and create what they want in their life. It's awesome. Like, awesome is the perfect word, to be able to see this like spark in people's eyes, like wake up again. And I believe that we are literal sons and daughters of God, and He is a creator, and we likewise, we're like Him. We are also creators, and so we get to show people how they can create in their life more than they ever thought possible. And having this guy by my side, you know, inspiring other men along the way, because now he's inspiring dads and men in all walks of life in his mentoring groups and different things he's doing. And it is just, like, I'm over here.
It's an awesome journey to be on. One that I never expected to be on. One that I mean, a year ago or a year and a half ago, if somebody would tell me that, I would have been like, are you kidding? I can't even go up and talk to a stranger, let alone help somebody break free from the things that have been holding them back their whole life. So it's an amazing journey that we're on now. We're so grateful.
Yeah, and you guys just got back from vacation, so you just created this dream vacation, and oh my gosh, it was amazing. And so the rewards of helping other people, sometimes it's, well, always, right? It's always rewarding to you as well. And so I love your, like, tell us, how was vacation?
Oh my gosh.
It was more than dream come true. Like, my idea of a vacation before was going hunting, going in the mountains in a camp trailer. It was fine, and it's all that I really had experienced before. I mean, we've gone to hotels and stuff before and stuff like that, but to go on an exotic vacation to Hawaii, if you can see what's in the background right here behind us.
Yes.
So this is us creating this vacation before.
Wow.
Visualization.
This is us creating the vacation before we actually went there. We created it in our mind before we actually physically got there.
I gotta show you this side too.
And yeah, it's amazing. But
that's done by Katie Garner. She's a very talented, very gifted artist.
So the vacation, it was something that I've never experienced before, this type of vacation. And it opened my mind up to new possibilities and new ideas. And to watch the people down there, the way they live, it just opened my mind up to a whole nother level of where we can go and where each one of us can go, where you guys can go, and anybody like that we mentor and, you know, group mentoring and stuff like that, opening up people's minds to a new level of where they can go in their life, raising their marriage up to a new level.
Yeah. And we were doing research, you guys, research. Because like the ultimate retreat there. Won't that be amazing?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Sign me up, right?
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay.
Sign us up.
We'll be there.
It was amazing.
It was on so many levels.
So many levels.
Sorry.
No, you're totally awesome. Okay, so
the vacation, creating that was just an experience that I've never experienced before, and I know Tammy's been creating this experience in her mind for years. Yeah. She's had the dream of Hawaii for years, and something in the back of her mind just always said, you guys will never be able to go there. You're not the type of people that can go do something like that.
Yeah. In fact, that was the one trip that I got like this close to with Pampered Chef, and I missed it. Oh. And it was totally like self-sabotage. Looking back on it now, I was like, I sabotaged myself, because really, truly, I did not believe that I was a good enough person to go to a place like that. And so to me, it's like, it wasn't just a trip. It was like, I have come a long way, you know, I've come a long way from where I was. I would never have been able to accomplish that. So I had on my vision board, and we've been using all these mentoring tools. And then like, we got to go and experience it. And you guys, Kauai, oh my goodness. And should I tell them how much weight I gained? No, I shouldn't
No,
tell
don't
them.
tell them.
I ate whatever I wanted.
Right?
But then you get to come home and you get to get back to the tools and back to the work. And
I've already let go of half of it, so it's fine.
All right.
Okay, so tell us, because I'm sure there's a lot of people wondering that are listening, with the homeschooling, having 8 kids and doing everything that you're doing. How do you guys stay so focused and balanced in your guys' schedule? Because it sounds like you guys, have a lot going on. And I mean, personally, we have a 14-month-old, and I feel like sometimes everything is chaotic, and I'm like, what do we do? And it's just one. It's just one. And so you're like, hey, and everything you guys are doing, how do you guys stay so focused and balanced in your guys' schedule?
Well, to tell you a little bit more about me, I still work a full-time job, and I'm a full-time UPS driver. So that takes about from time I leave home till the time I get back home is about 12 hours every day.
Wow.
So this woman right here is amazing, but I do take the opportunity every time when I come home, and this hasn't been our whole marriage. It's been just recently to give her, to walk in and ask her how her day was and to make sure and give her a kiss. That's what I do the first thing. That's what I do automatically when I leave in the morning. That's what I do automatically when I come home at night. And then when I walk in the door, my kids, a lot of them, especially the boys, the younger ones, they'll come running and say, Daddy's home. Mm-hmm. And I'll be like, give me hugs. And my little boy that's 3, just turned 4, he's caught on to this. I'll walk in and I'll say, where's my hug? And he'll say, I'm not giving you one. He'll make me chase him. Now when I walk in to the house, he's the first one there, and he's like, where's my hug? And then he takes off running. So what do we do to stay focused? We keep it fun, and we've realized this power of music and the vibration of music. And with 8 kids and all that's going on, sometimes it can be frustrating. Trust me, she's with the kids all the time. And you know what? Before we hired a mentor within the last year, I would get texts and phone calls of her crying and being stressed out. I hope it's okay to share that.
Yeah, that's okay.
Just being stressed out.
I'm very real.
Being
Anybody
so stressed out.
knows.
Yeah, just being so stressed out. And I didn't, as a husband and as a man, I didn't know what to do. What am I supposed to do? How can I help her? Do you know what I mean? I had no idea what to do. I don't get those anymore because we've learned some tools and techniques to use to be able to release that kind of emotion. Trust me, we both feel that way a lot still. We've learned tools how to release that.
I also struggle with depression as well. And so when he would get these texts, it wasn't like, oh, I'm stressed out, what do I do? It was like, I'm in fetal position on the other side of the bed, hiding, bawling my eyes out like the ugly snot cry with, my mascara is like, eh. And I'm like having thoughts of literally taking my life, like serious depression. And so literally having a mentor teach us these tools. When I say that I believe that transformation is sacred and holy, it really truly is. It has changed me on so many levels. Just not that long ago, just a few years ago, actually it was more like 2 to 3 years ago, I was to a point where I was actually struggling getting out of bed. And he'd come home and I'd still be in my pajamas in bed. And he's like, what'd you guys do for school today? And I'd be like, they did school, don't worry, And literally it was through the grace of God, he started putting things in front of me and showing me what to do to help pull me out of this. And one of them was he told me one day I was on my knees and he told me, go to the store and get a hot pink poster. And I was like, okay, that's a random, little command. But I went to the store and I got a hot pink poster and I came home and I started to write words that were coming in my mind. And so I wrote, I am at the top. And then I wrote passionate. And then I just cried because I'm like, I am the farthest thing from passionate that there can be. And I started writing all these things. I am a leader in my Heavenly Father's army. And I would just cry as I wrote it. And I put that poster next to my bed. And for about 2 weeks, you guys, I had a hard time even doing anything. I was laying in bed and I would look up at the poster. And when you start reading these kind of things, it's going through your mind. And you cannot lay in bed anymore. It gets you out of bed. And then we started learning some other mentoring tools, and it's taken us, our income, you guys, has gone up dramatically. Numbers is really important, and just in the last year, I went from a size 14 to a size 2 in like my clothing size.
That's amazing.
Oh, it looks good.
Right? That's amazing.
And like our relationships with our kids are definitely different. I mean, you can imagine major differences around our house and in our business, and we're able to affect so many more people. And actually, one of the things that I was going to say that keeps us balanced is that we have a team. There's no way that it's like, this is not a one-woman show. No way.
Yeah.
I have a nanny that comes in and she helps me a couple days a week. I've got house cleaners that come in and they're doing the deep cleaning that I don't have time for, because not that I don't have time for, but I've allotted into my schedule certain things, and that's not one of them right now. Yeah. Right. And so I've delegated lots of things. We even have we just hired a gardener yesterday. He's going to come and help us with our gardening 10 hours a week. And because I know that that's not something that I've allotted into my schedule this April to October, and I don't want to just throw my yard away. So he's going to come and help me. And we have a whole team at Hope Haven Events, a whole team of people who help us, and they are amazing connectors, and they're inspiring, and they work together, and they accomplish so much. So yeah, this is not a one-woman show. And this guy right here, he is incredible. He's not just an amazing dad, but he really is a terrific husband. And I'll get random texts saying, you're changing lives. I love you, and you're a rock star. And he sends me really fun ones too, like and stuff like that. Like it's just fun.
Okay, so Casey, this is a question that I want to ask you from a man point of view, because I'll let you know a little secret. I like to call you Super Casey, like the super husband and dad, right? She like that. That's awesome. I was like, he's just like a perfect example of what I picture, at least, as a super dad who's committed, loving, caring, is there for his family, and just is always so focused. So. And for the people watching this, you guys might want to take note on this. Casey, how do you stay so, how do you maintain such an energy that allows you to become this person, with, like you said, you work like 12-hour days. And, I remember a time when I was working that, and I would come home and I would just be completely beat. I did not want to do anything, right? Yeah. I was just like, I need to sleep. I need to go lay down. I just want to know, how do you do what you do?
So that's awesome, because I feel that same way all the time still. And I'll be laying in bed, and one of the little boys will come downstairs, and they'll be like, I'm hungry. This is like at 12 or 1 in the morning, 12 at night or 1 in the morning. I'll be like, I'm hungry. And because I haven't done that type of thing for the last 15 years of our marriage, I've always just said, you're the mom, you go do it. I'm tired. I need to work tomorrow. But I realized that, oh my gosh, she supported me when I wouldn't do that type of thing for all of these years. At least I can do is get my butt out of bed and go help the boys, go help the kids. And so I'm telling you, a mentor is what's completely transformed me. And I love watching Tammy mentor people. And when I'm mentoring people, I try to do the things that I see her doing. But to stay focused and positive is, I want my kids to be able to do and be the type of person that they want to be. And so I finally came to the realization that, because I look around in the world and I see most men, most boys, most girls, they end up being and doing the same type of things their parents do. Yes. So I said, what do I want my kids to do? I want them to be successful, although I wasn't doing that. I wasn't being that person. So that's a huge, probably my number one driving factor right now is I want my kids to see me out there doing what I tell them they should be doing. Mm-hmm. So trust me, it scares me to death to go out and present. It has in the past. It doesn't nearly like it used to. But But what Tammy was telling you about, like her 150 Pampered Chef shows, you know, she had to down a bottle of Pepto-Bismol. That I'm feeling that right now as I'm going through this process of what she went through for 10 years, becoming the person that she is now. And so I realized the relationship I have with my mom and my dad, you know, I want it a little bit different when my kids get older. I want them to, you know, know that I stepped out of my fear and I went after what, you know, my dreams and my goals, and I didn't shrink down and become this person that I've always been for the last 15 or 16 years, scared to, you know, go after my goals and my dreams. And so the huge driving factor is I want my kids to see me doing what I want them to do. And what I hope that they'll do is go after their dreams and their passions.
Did you guys see the post today that I had for Hiram? My little boy, 8, he came into me and he had these little Rubbermaid containers, just these little tiny, and he said, "Mom, can you make me a sign?" And I said, "A sign for what?" And he goes, "I'm going to go out on the road and I'm going to sell smashed blueberries to people." And I said, "Oh yeah?" And I was trying not to like laugh because I don't want to like smash his dreams, but I said, "Okay, how much you get to sell them for?" And he goes, "Well, let's see, I've got about 10 blueberries in here that I've smashed. So I think about $1 would be good." And so I said, "Okay." So I wrote, you know, $1, smashed blueberries. But the part that was really cool about that was that he's watching us and he's being inspired. And even if it is smashed blueberries his first time, he's watching and he's learning. And that, like, it just really like touched my heart. It was almost like a little spark of love and joy came out of his heart and touched mine. And it was really cool. Anyway, you'll have to go look at the picture on my Facebook post. It's kind of cool.
That's awesome. I love that. I love little kids. I know our daughter, every time we see somebody selling like lemonade or something, we stop. It doesn't matter. Even if we don't drink sugar at the moment and we have to stop. And our daughter, I'm always like, "Oh, I can't wait like till we do all this fun stuff." And she starts to be all creative and can start to kind of have that entrepreneurial mindset as well. So that's cool. That's cool. So I have to ask, what has been the best individually, so Casey and Tammy individually, what has been the best mentoring tool or your favorite mentoring tool that you either teach, that a mentee had you do, but what's been like the biggest, coolest, most life-changing tool?
Do you already know?
Yeah,
okay.
I'll go first. This was me with my mentor that we personally have right now as a personal mentor, and when I started working with him, I was scared to death of everything. And really, my goal when I started working with him was to become a mentor. He planted that seed in my mind, and I'd never thought about it before. And I was like, nobody will listen to me. Nobody will care what you have to say. And
Dad of 8.
And he told me, he said, "I will believe in you until you can believe in yourself." And so that was the coolest thing
Awesome.
And now I have a lot of belief in myself, a lot more, and I expect it to keep going up and up and up. But that's probably the number one thing that I would say.
That was awesome.
Oh, I love that.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh, guys, this is a really mean, hard question.
There's so many great ones, right?
Yeah. Well, I have so many favorite mentoring tools. How do you possibly choose from your tool belt? So I'm going to say this is my favorite one right now. Okay. And we'll just leave it at that. So I personally love music. I think that music is like the language of the spirit. It can connect and it can get past any barriers that just regular talking or other things can even do. And so my 14-year-old and my 16-year-old daughters also are very passionate about high quality lyrics that they literally do inspire and give hope to the soul, because, you know, they say hope is medicine for the soul. And, you know, if you could be very healthy physically, but if you are feeling hopeless, that's not a good equation, you know? And so for me, I really like having a dance party, even if it's just me in the morning in the bathroom with or without clothes. I'm just saying.
I love her dance parties too.
And I'll just go in there, you know, and I'm getting ready for the day. I'm doing my hair, I'm doing my makeup, and I'm listening to that music. But I'm not just listening to it. I'm doing like the Q-tip dance. I'm like, you know, I'm going there and I'm just rocking it. I'm jamming out and I'm just having so much fun. And for any of your listeners that are interested in my playlist, all you have to do is go on my YouTube channel, which is Hope Haven Events. And I have several different playlists there. And you guys, go to the one that says fun and upbeat. It just rocks.
Fun and upbeat. All right.
You'll love it.
Awesome. And we will be posting that link below. So you guys can go ahead and check it out.
Yeah, I love music. So that's cool. I love dance parties. Like sometimes I get lost in our bedroom dancing and he has to come find me. He's like, what are you doing? Because music is so amazing. So I love that you said that. I'm definitely going to look up your songs because I know they're going to be good ones.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay, let me see what else I wanted to ask. There were so many questions.
Yes. Yeah, we have like this long list of like, okay, so these are the things that.
Okay, so what are some of the biggest things that you guys have had to sacrifice or change in order to have the lifestyle that you have now? What are some things that you guys had to let go of?
The idea of what money is and what money represents for me. That's a huge one. And coming to a realization of the more people you help, the more you'll be blessed, instead of the idea of, I wonder how much money I can make off this person. Yeah. But the more I can help that person break through barriers and move their life up to a new level, the more it raises my life up to a new level. And so that was a huge breakthrough for me, money. And I'm still trying to figure out money at a deeper and deeper level, what it really represents and what it really is. Because money is just a piece of paper in all reality. We put the value on it. So it's very interesting of what money represents. And so that's a tool we use in mentoring when we're personally mentoring people. And
that's a big part of what I do.
It's a powerful thing to learn a deeper level about money.
Yeah, it's a really strong, good answer. I love that answer. All right, cool. Anything else? Okay. Or do you want me to keep going? I have a million questions. I'm like so excited for you. Okay, so what are some advice that you guys have for couples that are struggling? Like, how do you spice up your marriage and just make it the fun and bright, happy? I mean, I know there's the hard times, but how do you do that? I want to hear all about it.
We were excited about this question, so go for it. That's an awesome one. Okay. But I'll tell you one thing. I like to pinch your butt. That's really cool. That's something that people...
Okay. Got it. Pinch your butt more. Okay. I'm going to write this one down.
Just a little soft one.
Okay, so touch does happen to be my love language, and so you probably already got that. I'm definitely a body aura. Like if you've ever studied Stacy Sadler's book, I'm totally a body aura. And so I express myself a lot through my body. And so when he grabs my butt, it's like he's saying, I love you and I appreciate you. And all he has to do is reach out and, grab my butt. All of that. So anyway, we're going to keep this PG-13 right there, though. Okay.
Couples that are struggling, they might not be able to do that. They might not be able to touch.
If we were struggling and you grabbed my butt, I'd probably turn around and smack you.
Yeah.
Because again, I express myself with my body. Okay, so I remember very well when I was at a Pampered Chef conference. I had flown to Chicago and we had these little children at home and I couldn't get him to do hardly anything. We were living in downtown Ogden in this little it had 2 bedrooms, but it was like 900 square feet. And we actually had one of our vehicles had been repossessed and we didn't have money for food. I remember praying that the WIC food that we had gotten would hold out so that we wouldn't go hungry. And we were in dire straits. He had gone and literally donated plasma every single time that they would allow him to, and worked every overtime shift that he could so that I could have enough money to go do my Pampered Chef conference. And believe me, I had packed ramen noodle in my suitcase. I was doing it as cheap as I could so that I could be there because he believed in me, and I don't know if I believed in myself at that time. I was really struggling with who I was. And I'd been in a really severe car accident and had a lot of back pain. I don't know if you know what a TBA is, but a traumatic brain injury, or TBI, excuse me. And I was having a hard time with my speech. So if I said something, it would actually come out all twisted and people couldn't understand what I was saying. And that can be problematic if you're trying to cook in front of 25 people, several times a week, and communicate with people. Like, that was my job, was to communicate. So we were really struggling at this time. And I remember I started crying to a bunch of my Pampered Chef friends. And I was telling them, I've never even considered ever leaving, but it's bad right now. It's really bad. And my mom had actually been married 5 times by the time I was 10 years old. So that was all I knew. Like I said, we moved a lot. It wasn't super steady in one place or anything. And so I was like, but I didn't know what to do. And they told me, we know something you can do. And it was like the best advice, marriage advice I'd ever gotten. And I said, tell me, because I really need it. And they said, well, here's the thing. Are you willing to do whatever we say? And I'm like, well, yeah, if it'll make it better, because I love this man. I love him. I'm willing to do whatever you say. Just tell me what it is. They're like, well, we know it will make a difference. So I'm on the edge of my seat, and like all of a sudden all these other women were like, me too, and they all gathered around, and we're all in this like hotel room and just chilling, but everybody's on the edge of their seat. Tell us. And there was about 3 or 4 of them, and they said, okay, we're going to tell you what to do. But if you do this, we'll change your marriage. And it did. You guys want to know what it is?
I'm excited. I'm like on the edge of my seat.
I know. I would keep leaning forward.
Yeah, it was awesome. Okay, so this is it. They said, you can't pay attention to anything that he does that drives you nuts. You have to completely bite your tongue and not say a thing. You can't focus on the negative, but what you do is you focus on what he's doing right. So if he happens to sweep the floor, you lay it on thick. Oh my gosh! Sweep the floor! Oh my gosh! Right? And so I'm like, I don't think I can do that. And they're like, you said you would do anything that we told you to. And I'm like, I don't think I can do that. And they're like, and I said, I can't complain about his underwear on the floor in the bathroom. And they're like, you can't say anything. You just pick it up and put it in dirty clothes. And, you got to go out of your way to like do things to make him happy. And they said for 3 weeks, this was an experiment for 3 weeks. And I was like, this is going to be torture. That's what I got. But they said, and this is affectionately, but they said, training your husband is kind of like training a dog. And it's affectionately. They said, you just ignore the naughty stuff, the negative stuff, and you really lay it on thick for the positive stuff. Okay, now, a few years after that experience, I told him about the experiment, and he goes, I remember that. He remembered it, but guess what happened? He literally started going out of his way to do the positive stuff, and he quit doing the negative stuff, and it only took 3 weeks. So I don't recommend saying to your husband, I'm training you like a dog. Don't say that, okay?
No, that probably won't work very well.
Well, literally, where your energy goes, it will continue to flow. So if you are continuing to think about positive things, you will just start going that way. It's all about the law of vibration, like I was talking about earlier, right?
Yes.
So anyway, that's my best marriage advice that I've ever received, and also that I give to other people. And it really does work. Just try it for 3 weeks. That's it. 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Something that we've been doing a lot lately is focusing on not comparing and being equal. And that's really worked for us. It's kind of, it's similar, right? I only focus on the goal that we have at hand is having a happy marriage, having a happy house, having happy baby, clean house, right? All the things that we want, good business, that kind of stuff. And we used to really fight about a lot of this stuff. And once I started focusing on me and what I was doing, and then just being like happy that he was working towards the same goal, even if it was like one step, it didn't matter how many it took. I felt like that's powerful. powerful, focusing on that.
Way to go. I just like want to high five you.
Yeah, it was a long time. Actually, it came from a mentor that I have right now. She was like, stop playing 50-50. So I had to kind of focus on how we're going to both get there and not how I'm going to get there. And then hopefully you'll join us. Yeah. So
Awesome.
It was
Love
cool.
it.
Okay, so I want to talk about you guys' presenting and mentoring. So we, as a couple, do presentations together, obviously, and we have had our fair share of not so fun.
Yeah.
We have different ideas of how things are planned, and we actually did one last week, and it was probably the smoothest it went, and we didn't really plan it. We were like, just tell us what we need to teach and what they need to hear, and we're just going to go with that. And that worked for us, but how do you guys get in sync when you guys, because we've seen you guys speak together, and it's amazing. And you guys just have this like flow and this sync together. And I just, what advice can you guys what do you guys do to sing together? What can you guys tell other people about how to really get that flow and that connection going as a presenter?
Do you want to do this one or do you want me to?
I'll just tell a little bit and then you can.
Okay, sounds good.
So me, before I was like, if we try to plan this out, I know I won't be able to do it. Just because I'm like the on or off person. Either we're doing it 100% my way or else, you know what I mean? I'll stand there by your side and I'll just be there. And so, you know what we were doing when we were in Hawaii? This is so funny. we had our room moved over to the 6th floor. So we were coming out of the elevator upstairs and there's this huge mirror on the wall. Walking down the, can I tell this?
Yeah.
This is awesome. And so I'm finally to a point, where I'm like, okay, we should probably practice some of this stuff. Mm-hmm. So we saw this mirror and I'm like, I wonder what we look like as we go to walk up on the stage. I wonder what we look like to the people. So I'm like, let's practice like we're walking up to the stage. There's a mirror in front of us so we get to see what we look like. So we practiced it and I'm like, her shoulder was in front of mine like this. And I'm like, that looks weird. Like, how should we hold hands? Should we not hold hands? And we got to this point where we did it like 5 to 8 times. You know, like this.
People were looking at us weird.
I know we made the elevator doors ding, and we'd be like, pretending like we're looking at the flowers on the wall. But we were walking towards this mirror, and we finally came to this idea that we thought it looked the best. You know, with my shoulder in front of hers, close together, holding hands with my hand in front of hers instead of her hand in front of mine. And so this practice, and we've been encouraged by our mentor to practice these things before you get up on stage. Because when you get up on stage, it's not really the time to practice in front of all. And so I've always been shy and kind of embarrassed, like looking in the mirror, trying to practice. And so that's something we've done just recently has been really cool. I liked it. But you go ahead and tell what you were going to tell now.
Well, actually just swaying in the evening for a few minutes at night will help you to get in sync and help with that law of vibration as well. So if you're wanting to be more in sync, that sounds like it's so simple and it's not really that applicable, but it really does make a difference. The other thing is planning things out in advance. It doesn't have to be every word for word. But if you have an outline, like you know whose part is whose, that will help a lot as well. So.
Yeah, I remember when we planned everything word for word. Oh gosh, it was about 6 months to a year ago. We were in that sync, and oh man, that was because that's how my brain works. I'm the kind of I plan everything, and he's like, I'm just gonna go for it. You can probably tell actually, because I'm like, I got notes. Hold on, and he's so it's funny. So we just it just wasn't working. So we finally were like, because we actually color coordinated at one point too. We were like dotting, like, can you say this one? I say this one, and it didn't work because we were like, wait, you forgot to say it, and horrible.
Yeah, so. Like she'd be going, and then she would stop, and it was my turn to talk, and I just remember the last word before it was my cue to go on, and I just wait.
It wasn't like an actual like good presentation, and so we finally had to just kind of let that go and really just think about the people. That was kind of the biggest thing, is that we were like, what? Like we planned. So I'm really a planner. Like like my favorite quote is like, if you don't. What is it? Now I'm not going to know. Right? But yeah, if you go. Yeah, right? All the time. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's my favorite quote. And so this last time that we presented, I was like, for the entire week before, I was like, we have to plan this. And I was like, we're not planning it. So we planned it the night before and just were like, what do we need to hear? And that's like the best way that it came for us. But I love that swaying. Yeah, we can do that more. I love dancing, but we got to like get in sync, right? Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, cool. Do you want to ask some or do you want me?
Yeah, no, keep going. You're just totally on fire.
I'm just so excited about you guys. Okay.
You're rocking it,
So,
awesome.
What did you say?
I said you're rocking it.
Yeah, right.
I like to talk. Okay, so people that want to speak at your guys' events, because you guys have huge events. So what advice would you give them to either build up to that level of speaking at your guys' events, or how can they get in touch with you so that they can speak at your guys' events? Like, what should they do?
Okay, you're so awesome. I love that you're asking this question because right now we actually have a speaker call that's open for our next big event, which we are planning on 2,500 people. It will be the world, well, we already are the world's largest energy healing conference, but it's going to be even bigger. And we're very excited about that. We do encourage our presenters, however, to have their own vendor tables, which are very worthwhile. I'm sure you guys have seen some of the vendor testimonials on our website. They are amazing. People have told me before, you are not charging enough, Tammy. You need to be charging at least double. And the reason why I have it so low is because, hello, you guys just heard me say how I'm an entrepreneur too. And like your business, your mindset changes once you become a business owner, you know? I was telling Casey, we took our kids roller skating and I went into the bathroom and I was like, I should only use this many squares because I know what it's like to, you know, have to pay the government taxes and stuff. And I told my husband that later and he's like, what? Get as many toilet paper squares as you want, you know. But I just know, like, I want to make it so it's really affordable for people to have the vendor tables and stuff like that. Yeah. So we encourage our presenters to have a vendor table. So whatever it is that they're offering, whether it's a mentoring group or their own book or their own CDs or whatever it is, that the people can connect with them that way. What happens if they don't is I end up getting dozens and dozens and dozens of emails of people saying, how do I connect with these people? And it's just kind of, you know, it's better for the consumer and for you for them to be able to have that way to connect. Anyway, what I'd like for people to do is go to energyhealingconference.com. And if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the homepage, there is a link or a button there. And you just need to click on that. It says presenter application and fill that out completely. And we have 125 classes that we are filling right now, and we are well on our way. So people need to get their stuff in as soon as they can. And I am so excited about that. It's going to be a conference to always remember. It really will be. So I'm very excited.
We will post all of the links that we're talking about and that Tammy and Casey are talking about all below. That way you guys can definitely go and check them out and, you know, turn your stuff in, get your spots. So
yeah, for real. And the other thing is I was going to say is for people just to practice, because like we were both talking about, like in our experiences, practicing really does make you better. And, you know, there's a lot of classes that you can take and lots of audios that you can listen on how to become a better presenter. But truthfully, you guys, you can learn and learn and learn all day, but if you don't apply the things that you learn, then it doesn't really do much good. So I would say if you want to present at my events, don't just apply, but also get out there and start presenting. Start sharing your message. Your message is important. If you are feeling the urge, if you're feeling like, excuse me, like, gosh, I just really need to speak at that conference. I need to be there. You have something to offer. Then you should be presenting already. So it's really good.
Good, I love that.
Awesome. And then also a lot of people by now are just dying to know, how do they get in contact with Casey and you to like work with you, you know, be part of your mentoring and just totally learn everything you guys have to offer people. How can they do that?
You guys are awesome. So yeah. We actually have a couple different websites, but right now we are redoing a couple of them. They'll be ready soon, but for right now, the best way to do it is to just go onto our website that I've already given, energyhealingconference.com, And there's some tabs across the top. One of them is mentoring. When you click on that, you'll see the myriad of different options that we have. Some are different levels of investment of time and money, and different topics as well. So you can choose the one that works best for you. So.
Cool, and I love that you guys have such a variety. So just for anybody listening, if you haven't checked out their website already, you guys have like retreats that are going on, you have stuff for couples, you have stuff for moms and daughters, you have like group mentoring with Casey, you have group mentoring with you have personal mentoring, you guys have like all this amazing, yummy stuff going on. So there's so many levels that you guys can get in on with these two amazing, this powerhouse couple, right? So we'll definitely post that link because I want to make sure that everybody gets that yumminess as well.
Oh, yeah, no, keep going.
Okay, so what do you guys, well, I guess, do you guys have anything that you're planning in the future? What are you guys working on, like, right now? Hi!
Hi. This is the stud muffin, JC.
Oh.
JC, building the power pose.
He's like, no. He just turned 4 yesterday.
Okay.
Oh,
well, happy birthday.
So, gosh, we are working on a lot of really amazing things, but the thing I think I'm the most excited about right now is that we are prepping for a group mentoring experience that we are going to be doing together. And we'll be offering that both live and online. And so people can stay tuned for that as well. I also have, you guys, I want to tell you some of these like top secret things, but I can't quite yet. But just know that Hope Haven Events we're not done yet. We're just getting started. So
awesome.
I love that. I love that. Okay, cool. So
yeah, and just a question: is there anything you guys are like working on now that people need to hear about so that they can come check you out? Like anything in specific you guys are working on, or that you just like to throw out to all of our listeners so they can totally take advantage of it?
Is there anything else that you can think of that you want to really do a shout out for?
Got it. Mentoring. Hire a personal mentor. Hire a mentor because that's how you move your life to a level that you haven't experienced before. If you feel stuck or in a groove, a personal mentor can help you get through that. And if you do find a personal mentor, just make sure they're at least one step above where you are so that they can help you move to the next level.
So, and I also, there's some different ways that you guys can connect with us that are totally free. One of them, if you are an aspiring presenter, is go to a Facebook group that we have. Oh, buddy. My belly hurts, he said. So we have a Facebook group that's called Christ-Centered Presenters. And so if you are an aspiring presenter, we have that group. That it's totally free. Go on there. We post YouTube videos and we do speaker spotlights and we do all kinds of really amazing things. We post YouTube videos with songs and encouragement and quotes and scripture and all kinds of awesome stuff just to keep you on your game, keep you motivated, and help you go after your dream and really to help you share your message. So if that's something that you're a healer, you're a trainer, you're a coach, you're a mentor, you're an author, or you aspire to be any of those things, I would encourage you to jump on there. And we love you guys. We love people. We love you. We love what you guys are doing. Omar and, oh my gosh, I lost your name.
No, you're totally fine. Elisa. But a lot of people say Alyssa, but it's Elisa. So.
Okay. Okay, sorry. I just know you as the beautiful blonde. Like you are, seriously, you're so pretty. I remember the very first time that I actually saw you. Because you stand out in a crowd. You really do glow. Anyway, so I call you the beautiful blonde. But I don't want to say that.
That's awesome.
Now I'm kind of embarrassed that I said that.
No, you're totally fine. It's really cool. I would cut it out, but I think it's fun. So. Awesome. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. I mean, it's been a pleasure having you guys on. I love, like I said, we follow your guys' story and random tangent here. It's kind of been a rough road for us as far as kind of stepping into the spirituality of things and kind of going and taking a higher power standpoint and really just kind of accepting Heavenly Father, right? And it's something that we struggled really hard in, and you guys have been just a huge inspiration for that in our life. So anybody listening that wants to get connected, these two are uber connected, like amazingly connected, like constantly. And so you guys are just such an inspiration, and thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much, seriously, for being on, because I know this is for the viewers, but I'm sitting over here and it's like I have my paper with notes that I'm writing down because, oh my gosh, you guys just have
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Is there anything else that you guys want to say, or is that good? Or
just don't be afraid to go after your dreams, because honestly, I know that it's not all, it's not all sugar coated. It's not all roses. Sometimes you still go and find yourself in fetal position on the other side of the bed, and if you have the tools to, what to do to get yourself out of it, then you can still keep going. And that's why we have mentors, because gosh, we're still humans. We're still like very, very prone to weaknesses, and it's not like you hire a mentor and everything's good from there and you never have another challenge. But the part is that you have the tools, what to do next. And it really has shortcutted us to where we want to be, and I'm so grateful for that. So even if you decide not to mentor with us, find a mentor that will work for you. And we would really, really encourage you to get on your knees and ask God if that mentor is for you. Once you've done your research and you've asked other people that they've mentored with, don't just go with the first mentor that you find. Do some research and ask other people that have mentored with them what it is that you like, what they liked and what they didn't like, and things like that. And you'll get don't just ask one person, ask a few people and get the gist of it, and then make your decision from there. So that's what
really
awesome
important
advice.
to make sure that you have a mentor that you connect with and that you flow with and that you want to live that life.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. I love it. Okay, well, it's been amazing having you guys on. Thank you so much. We'll post
you.
all of the links and everything. And so hopefully we will, this inspired a lot of people, I'm sure. So thank you.